Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Mitch Information Podcast. This definitely hasn't been longer than a month since I've recorded. Um, I I am so good at keeping myself on schedule. I'm very good at doing podcasting. I am very good at scheduling my time. I am the greatest podcaster this side of the Mississippi, and actually also the other side of Mississippi, by extension, because the Earth is round, and whatever side you define as that side of the Mississippi, it wraps around eventually. So,
So what about when the Mississippi ends? You know, like when it goes into the Gulf of Mexico, right? What if you're in like Panama? Is that still on one side of the Mississippi, or is it like does it stop at the latitude lines?
like, what I feel like for like the sides of the Mississippi is like we're extrapolating the last, like the where it is east west
Oh, okay.
down, and then resulting like up from like Itasca State Park.
Yeah,
Then,
yeah.
um,
This makes sense.
yeah, as one should make sense, you know. Um, so Mitch Information Podcast, big podcast, North American podcast.
It's actually the biggest podcast in the world.
Real. This is so real. This we have created a cult following among what's our target demographic?
I think it's me. I
Our
think I'm the target demographic.
target demographic is our guest today, which I failed to introduce in the beginning, but we
They
just
already know.
we just start yapping on the Mitch Information podcast. We spread Mitch information. Um, my guest today, the wonderful Benjamin Jacobs, Ben Jacobs, Ben, aka Big Dog, aka Money
Big dog's got
Man,
to eat.
aka Money Man, aka Stacks Galore, aka they call you many things.
I wear a lot of hats. As you can see, we're currently on FaceTime, so Mitch can see my hat. The viewers probably can't see my hat.
That I'll take a screenshot right now. I think this is, yeah, that's screenshot. You will now be the thumbnail of the podcast. So
Oh, it's so good.
the
The viewers can
viewers
see the
have
hat.
access
Good.
to the hat. The stees. They got access to the
Good.
stees.
It's important.
All right.
Well, thank you for having me. So far, it's been a pleasure.
So far, this 3 minute session so far, I'm just so goated that 3 minutes is a wonderful period of time. I'm just I'm what they claim uh uh I was gonna say what they claim Michael Jordan is, but Michael Jordan was really good. I'm trying to think of like a sports player that people think is really good, but like in reality wasn't really good.
I feel like there's a lot of answers I feel like you could give, but then it's
Oh,
like,
Bull. They think of
oh
me
yeah,
like Bull, man.
like Charles Barkley.
Charles Barkley, dude. Shout out.
No rings.
No, zero rings.
Zippo like the lighter.
He does have good opinions though on what do you call it?
NBA on TNT
Not
or just
NBA on
like
TNT, just like cities in Texas. Um like he's got a good opinion on San Antonio. I agree with his opinion on San Antonio.
Wait, what's the opinion on San Antonio? Is that I can't remember if it was him or Shaq that was just like there's just like large women there.
That's Barkley.
That's Charles Barkley. Such a good clip.
And then
Viewers, if you haven't seen this clip, look up Charles Barkley opinion on San Antonio.
now he's like Galveston, Texas. No one's going to Galveston, which is true.
Actually, wait, no, this actually isn't true. My girlfriend just got back from Galveston, Texas.
Why are people okay? So
The relevance is crazy.
the relevance is crazy. So my roommate went to San Antonio
Hmm.
over spring break. and now your girlfriend is going to Galveston.
Yeah.
The
Well, she already went.
connections, the
Yeah,
connections
it's
to
crazy.
Charles Barkley mentioned cities. Now we just need
A picture with Charles Barkley.
a picture with Charles Barkley, and then we also need somebody to go to Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Well, I know somebody who lives in Tuscaloosa.
Oh my God, we've covered all the bases except for the photo.
Well, like he went to the University of Alabama, so I feel like that's like,
Close
you know,
enough.
yeah. And like I would see his location on like Snapchat or whatever, and it's like, oh, Tuscaloosa.
Mm.
So it's like I don't actually know anything about that, but I know it's a place that somebody has been.
Yeah. And
It's the one person who's ever been to Tuscaloosa.
yeah. An oracle once predicted that I would be found dead, face down, in a ditch in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Um,
Really?
so this is big news for the Tuscaloosans. You know, big news. Mitch Information
Big
podcast,
news.
according to the
Wait,
oracle, will eventually be in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
it, is the Oracle real or is this just more Mitch information?
I'm not gonna clarify. I'm not gonna clarify.
My lawyer said I don't have to respond.
My lawyer, aka the higher self within my brain, said I don't have to respond to that question. Um, all right.
Spectacular.
Well, we are Minnesotans, and what do Minnesotans do?
I mean, a lot of things.
We do a lot of things.
It's a lot of it's weather dependent,
A
season
lot of it's
dependent.
weather dependent, and also a lot of it is sports dependent as well.
Oh, that's also true. Minnesota
We
sports known for being some of the best.
Some of the best, we definitely have won multiple championships since 1991.
Yep, we
Um,
have a winning culture
we
here.
have a winning culture here. We didn't have a 20 plus year drought of playoff wins for the Minnesota Twins. We also didn't have a drought for 20 years of Timberwolves playoff wins, which was just ended recently,
Within the last week.
within the last week.
Not to date the recording on this
Not to
podcast.
date the recording, but Anthony Edwards is he's dog
Timothy.
status. Dog
Oh,
status.
he's a big dog, and you know what they say about big dogs. Big
They
dogs gotta eat.
they gotta
They gotta
eat.
eat.
They gotta eat. So I was wondering, Ben,
Hmm.
what are your impressions of the first round sweep
Oh,
against
absolutely
the Suns?
spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. I actually predicted this on
Mm.
an NBA Instagram page. Nobody believed me, and then we swept, and everyone came running back to the comment going, "This guy knows ball because this guy knows ball." And
Yeah, this guy does no ball.
pause.
Pause. Quick pause there. But um what did you I remember you had a prediction for season win loss.
Oh
What was
man,
your prediction?
dude, I was pretty far off. Let me run downstairs quick and go take a look because there was four of us that made some predictions, and all
Mm.
of us got under our true win total. So we got 56 wins this season. Shout out! That's got to be like one of the most we've ever gotten.
I think so. I know 204 was pretty good. I don't remember exactly what the 04 level
I don't
was
either.
because
Okay,
I
so
was
I
3
said
at that time.
I said 48 and 34 was my
Mm.
predicted record. Uh, 51 wins was the highest predicted win total, though.
Yeah. It's always good to be pessimistic and then, have that expectation blown out of the water.
Well, and we all predicted more wins than last season,
Ah,
so it really just goes to show like how much better the team got with very minimal like roster changes or coaching changes.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just all came together. They figured it out. We had Cat for basically the whole season. Rudy wasn't as injured. You know, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, both taking that leap. Nas Reed,
Nas
six man
Reed.
of the year.
Two
Two words.
words. Two
Two words.
words. Me,
Nas Reed.
me when those two words hit. Did I tell you that I have one of the towels, the
Do you
Nas Reed
really?
towels? Yeah.
No way.
I
That's so
have
sick.
my dad and brother went to that game where with the Nas Reed towel giveaway,
Yeah,
and my dad gave me his towel, and I
that's
am
so sick.
forever grateful that I now have the two words towel. Um,
I I'm actually highly envious of you because those while that game was going on, they
yeah,
were like for sale for like $90.
yeah, it's crazy. They need to do that promotion again.
Oh, for real.
I think
I bet they will.
we're at a market deficit right now in Nas Reed towels. There probably
Hmm.
are like counterfeit ones going up just to, I would imagine, because you can
Yeah.
make profit off of that pretty easily.
Oh, for sure. If you're selling a towel for even $50, like
Yeah.
it doesn't cost $50 to make a towel. You make 100 of those, you probably sell a bunch.
Mhm.
Like, whew, I
Yeah.
should get into the market of counterfeit Nas Reed towels.
Ex-
Don't tell my ops.
don't tell the ops that Benjamin Jacobs is looking to expand into the beach towel market.
Specifically, the Nas Reed beach towel market, the two-word beach towel market.
Two-word beach towel market. Um, I was also really impressed with like Nikhil Alexander Walker's performance in the
Oh,
series.
most definitely.
Um, Bro is just so gifted defensively. It's crazy to hold like Booker and Beal to be like ineffective scorers
Hmm.
is crazy. Jaden McDaniels as well doing that
Seatbelt.
on Booker, Beal, and KD. All three of the big stars.
Yeah,
Um,
three amazing scorers too.
uh
I
huh.
mean, it truly is a shame that like they're all getting as much money as they are because if they had, a little more cap space, they could have got some other free agents to fill out some of those rotational bench players. You know,
Get some.
like they just
Get a shooter with a what do you call it? Functional ankle. Shout out to Grayson Allen.
shout out.
Sh-
Also, shout out Royce O'Neal for
mm,
just being there.
yeah. Um, Royce. I was watching game one with my dad, and he was just saying, "Is that Shaq on the court?" Because he saw O'Neal on the back of the jersey, and I was like, "Joe, that is Royce O'Neal," and he was like, "Yeah, I know." Bro was
That's a really good bit.
bro
Just
bro
like,
bro attempted to make a joke. I didn't get it, and then he was like, "Yeah, it flew over your head,"
and that happens sometimes.
and that does happen sometimes. Um, but yeah, unfortunate for the Suns going to the playoffs and not getting a win. That's kind of like getting
Man,
takeout at Hooters. You missed the point of going to the playoffs. Um,
yeah, that a highly unfortunate scenario. They're looking like pre 2024 Timberwolves out there.
yeah,
The way they have zero playoff success this year.
zero playoff success and like high paid players that aren't doing anything. Shout out to Wiggins.
Shout, shout out Andrew Wiggins
Shout out Andrew Wiggins, my beautiful baby boy. Um,
for sure. Going back to you were talking about Nikhil Alexander Walker's defense. I think defense is like such a highly underrated thing in the NBA. You have awards like Clutch Player of the Year, and
uh-huh.
that really doesn't take defense into account almost at all. Like I
Yeah,
don't disagree that Steph Curry should have won it because his like per minute clutch time stats were just through the roof, like
through the roof, yeah.
otherworldly compared to everyone else. DeMar DeRozan only was in the conversation because he had so many clutch time minutes because
Uh-huh.
the Bulls are garbage.
Shout out to Chicago.
Yeah, but like you look at all defensive teams, and like defensive player of the year, and those are the only defensive recognition awards you really get. Like clutch player of the year, if you want to look at like clutch defense, Anthony Edwards has been him this season in terms of that. Like I don't think I've seen any other players who have made as clutch of plays. I think of the block against Indiana. I think
Yeah.
of him playing defense on Jason Tatum
Mm-hmm.
in that first Celtics game, forcing that jump ball. Like he's elite when it comes to like fourth quarter defense.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Bro has been handling the rock on both sides of the ball consistently.
Oh,
And
for sure.
the improvement from even last year. Last year we were like, this is a defensive step up for Edwards. Bro's getting a lot of steals. Bro's poking the ball. He's doing the things that you want a guard to do on defense. And then
Oh yeah.
this year he was like, hey, you thought I was good last year? You thought what I did was peak for my defense? You thought this was Kino? You thought this was cinema? You thought this was the hit? No, no. I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna turn it up. I'm gonna get a signature sneaker. I'm gonna put
I'm gonna
Minnesota
ball out
sports.
on these kids.
I'm gonna ball out on these little tiny infants, dude. LeBron infant, KD infant, Booker infant, real
Actually, Booker's more of a crybaby.
Booker,
Still an infant, but there are some specifics.
dude. I forgot. I saw like an Instagram post of like two Wolves fans with like white T-shirts, and screen printed on those white T-shirts was just a photo of Booker flopping.
That's so good. I've seen stuff like that of him. There was like a famous picture. I think it was like after the 2021 playoff run they had
Yeah,
of like him crying. That such a good picture. Like I
yeah.
love when that one comes back.
I know. Isn't there? Excuse me. But I know there was like a TikTok that people thought was Devin Booker of somebody getting like a wig placed on their head, like they were completely bald, like in the top of the scalp, kind of like you got male pattern baldness, and people thought it was Booker, which I thought was funny.
I I guess I wouldn't be surprised.
Bro does
Could see
have
that.
that image to keep up, you know. He's got that steez, you know. He was dating a Kardashian, man.
Well, and look at any player with a bald spot. Like the amount of KD jokes I saw after him getting swept that were based around his bald spot. I don't blame it if Booker like is getting that covered up. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And I would keep it hush because it's almost worse if that information were to come out.
yeah, yeah. I uh I saw I don't remember if it was I saw a Instagram reel of like a former NBA player um watching the Timberwolves game where Edwards had that dunk on KD,
Hmm.
and the former NBA player said his son said that Anthony Edwards dunked it on KD's bald spot. I thought that was
Oh,
hilarious.
I did see that. That was a good one.
As as um I don't know where I was going with that sentence, but yeah, definitely a top win for the Wolves. Series to remember for sure.
Oh, for sure. Well, I mean, it's not like there really have been that many that are worth anything. I mean, the one against Denver last year was pretty good. You know, like Bruce Brown saying, "Oh yeah, the Timberwolves were our toughest opponent." Really,
Mm-hmm.
I think solidifies the fact that that series was a lot closer than a lot of people made it seem.
Yeah, I
Like we got gentlemen swept, but oh,
one series I really like the Grizzlies versus the Timberwolves one 2022. Um,
oh yeah,
that one was before we got Rudy. That was when we had my one of my favorite players ever, Patrick Beverly. Shout out to Patrick
shout out,
Beverly. Um,
shout out Pat Bev.
Shout out Pat Bev.
Hey, did you know that if you had the basketball in your hands for 41 minutes in an NBA game, you could get 10 assists, according to Pat Bev?
Apparently, Mitchell Dean Ardolph. records a single double in the average NBA game, given that I play 41 minutes. You
With the
know,
ball in your hand.
with the ball in my hand, of course. I'm playing point guard here. I think size wise, I'd have to play point guard because like I'm like 6'2",
Yeah,
so I gotta play point guard there or
you
be
could you could play over Isaiah Thomas.
dude. I can't believe that I'm taller than a famous basketball player. I am taller.
Well, you're taller than quite a few. I think you're taller than
I'm
Chris
taller than
Paul, Steph Curry.
Muggsy Bogues. Shout
I
out
think
to
actually
Muggsy
most
Bogues.
most people are taller than Muggsy Bogues. For our listeners at home, Muggsy Bogues, shortest player ever to have played in the NBA,
Charlotte
sitting at
Hornets
five
legend.
three.
5'3".
I believe he also played on Philadelphia, right?
Yeah, I think it was there with Manute Bol. Shout out to Bol's father.
Oh, it's the Bullets. Where'd the Bullets play? Was that Washington?
That was
Before they were the Wizards?
Yeah, they
Okay.
changed it because Washington was and Maryland in general. As with the 80s, rise of gun violence. So people were like,
Hmm.
yes,
Ooh.
maybe for marketability reasons, we shouldn't name our team this. And then they somehow settled on Wizards.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Like Wizards are cool and all, but that doesn't really like it does not strike fear into my heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like Warlocks could have been better, you know?
It's true. It's true.
The average NBA team namer, not good. Not good. Um we need to get some better names in the NBA.
Yeah, do you want to rename some NBA teams because there's a couple that I think have really bad names, like the Pacers.
The Pacers.
Bad name.
I don't know if the car racing industry is like in Indianapolis too much anymore. You have the Indianapolis 500, but
Yeah, but that's like that's one race, and I feel like F1 is like where the racing fans are. You know what I mean? Like NASCAR's great and all.
uh-huh.
Well, I don't watch racing, but NASCAR's still popular and all, but I don't think it's quite as popular as F1, especially globally.
Yeah.
So should we renaming the Indiana Pacers to the Indiana F1 Car Racing?
Indiana F1 Car Racing Basketball Club International.
Perfect. I think we're doing a really good job. We're doing the Lord's work.
We're so good at this. Let's see what other teams need to be renamed.
I also don't like the Pistons.
Okay.
Similar area, similar name, similar idea for the name. Still car related or engine related.
I think Michigan, the Michigan area does have to do more with cars, so maybe we keep the car theme, but I don't know.
But so it goes back to my thing with the Wizards where it's like, Pistons doesn't, I see a piston in the wild and I'm like, wow.
That's a piece of metal.
Yeah, it's like you see warriors and you see kings and you see wolves and you see I don't know all
nuggets.
Sorts of stuff.
You see nuggets.
The Nuggets is another bad one. When's the last time anyone found a single large amount of gold in Denver? I don't know because I don't know when they were actually finding gold.
I could probably do it if you paid me to do it.
I won't pay you, but I believe that you could do it.
Oh, you know how skilled I am at mining. I was once a child, and you know what they say, the children yearn for the mines.
They yearn for the mines. How else did Minecraft get as popular as it's been?
They added goats to Minecraft, so now it's the goat game.
Good. Well, did you ever play Goat Simulator?
Oh my god. I didn't play too much of it. I know my brother played a lot of Goat Simulator.
That game was fun. That's a good game.
The soundtrack was really good though, as well.
Honestly, I don't even remember the soundtrack.
I
A lot
can't
of
remember it off of the top of my head. I just remember it being good.
a lot of games I'll actually end up muting and just play my own music, but then it's like, you'll get something crazy where it's like you're playing Minecraft and it's like Blueface and NLE Choppa are screaming about pull up and shoot like Andrew Wiggins. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes the vibe just doesn't fit, but it's like, shit, man, I just found diamonds, so we're all good here.
Yeah. And sometimes what do? You get that creeper walk up behind you and you don't even know it's there.
True,
So
true.
real. Shout out to creepers, my favorite four-legged being.
Shout out to pigs because that's how they made creepers.
What?
Oh, you don't know this? So the creepers actually became a thing because of a coding error where they had the pig's torso vertical.
Oh, that does make sense.
Yeah,
Like, they got like the same, like, what do you call it?
they
Leg
kind of built the
size.
same.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like, you took, um, a Charles Barkley and a random, like, Utah resident, and then you'd get, like a Twitch streamer, you know?
Charles Barkley, ex Utah resident, equal.
Equals Twitch streamer, yeah, because you got the you got the round and tall, and then you got the white. That's how we get to
White,
Twitch streamer. That's how we get to
you
Twitch
know,
streamer.
and then you got something vaguely sexual with soaking and hot tub streams.
Big win.
I guess not vaguely. It's directly sexual. Let's call it what it is.
Yeah. One must imagine. One must imagine sex industry.
Do you think like the owners or like whoever runs Twitch sees the hot tub streams and they're like, "Oh man, like this is not what I intended my platform to be for." But then they look at like how much money they're making and they're just like, "Well,
The standard
I mean,
it's the standard techno feudalist ethical dilemma where you're like, okay, we're making money. We have this incredible technological feat that we can market and that we can get information from as we're in an information economy. We have
mhm,
this huge thing. How do we maximize how much information we're getting, but like not eventually drive the people away? Um, so it's this large ethical debate where you're like, okay, I somehow want to maximize the people on my platform. It's just I people don't like the way that I'm getting people on my platform.
yeah."
Speaking of that, I think we should rename the Charlotte Hornets as well.
Should we bring them back to the Bobcats?
I Bobcats is unironically really a good name.
Bobcats does go hard. I think they were so bad. They were like, okay, we gotta like fully redo, new culture, new everything.
I do think they keep the whatever they rename it to. They do have to keep the teal and purple colorway because that's one of the better
Yeah,
colorways in the NBA.
I agree. I like it. I'm not a huge fan of teams where it's like their main kit color is like white. Like,
Yeah,
don't give me like the Timberwolves. So going into the Timberwolves Nugget series, have you seen that we're wearing the same those white jerseys all 4 games or like
I
the first
like
4 games?
I like the white classic ones. I don't like the white like the standard ones with like the two blue bars at the top. I think
Yeah.
those are terrible and we should burn them. But the classic ones, you got that green and
Oh,
blue
the classic ones.
striping down the
Woo!
edges. Early like rhyme. I can't talk, but early like KG vibes with that one.
Yeah, for sure. I love those throwbacks. I don't really hate any of our jerseys. I know people don't like those green statement ones that we had,
Mm,
but
yeah.
honestly, it kind of goes hard. I'm a big fan of, similar to Charlotte's, like blue and purple. Like, I'm a big fan of those, like, very colorful, like, color schemes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other good ones. Because really, there aren't too many color schemes that I'm really crazy about in the NBA.
I really like I'm a sucker for blue and orange colorways, so literally any team that's blue and orange, I will have like some admiration for. Um,
This all
so
tracks.
I really like the Knicks. I really like the Knicks colorway. It's a classic
Nick's
colorway
colorway
too.
is pretty good.
Um, and then by extension, I like the um,
The
continuing
Mets.
with orange and blue.
Gotta
Yeah,
love the
gotta
Mets.
love the Mets. Gotta love Syracuse.
Go get
Gotta
a
love
home run.
Auburn. Gotta love who else is orange and blue? The Oilers. Gotta love the Oilers.
Do you do
Gotta
you
love
pick
the
your teams?
Bears. Gotta love the Bears.
Oh, you don't gotta love the Bears. That's like a navy blue. That's that one.
Oh,
That one's, I think.
then we're dropping out Auburn and Syracuse. Then
Honestly, I don't really know what their colors look like. I am not
Auburn
super
is
attentive
basically the
to
Bears
college.
colors. Auburn is
Oh, really?
basically the Bears colors. Yeah.
All right, get them out of here. I don't
Oh,
want to see them.
well, yeah.
I'm done.
We're dropping out McAllister too. Anti shout out to McAllister.
There should be a word for an inverse shout out, because the amount of times I will like say shout out towards something I don't like, but then I'm like, well, actually not shout out to them.
That's why I say
It's
anti
kind of through
shout
the
out.
roof.
That's why I say
But
anti shout out.
but I want like a nice clean word. Like you
Mm.
have shout out. I want like a like whisper in.
Ah, yeah. Whisper
Yeah,
in is it goes brazy. Not gonna lie.
I'm not too sure about that one, but I'll take it. If you like it, I'll
Whisper,
run with it.
whisper into McAllister College.
Yeah, whisper into McAllister. Those guys suck.
Whisper into
Although, actually, the
McAllister.
University of Minnesota did just pick up a basketball player from McAllister that cooked us in an exhibition game.
Hey, that was an exhibition. That was an expedition. Expedition.
Holy shit, we got Lewis and Clark on the team.
Yo, shout out to Lewis and Clark dropping.
Shout out Sacagawea.
Good to know. Good to know that she has been included in this endeavor.
Well, let's be honest, she really carried the team during that expedition. What the hell were Lewis and Clark even doing? Like, they couldn't even survive on their own, let alone make it across the whole country.
Idiotas.
Si, senor.
Oh, speaking of that, I need to listen to like more Latin music.
Oh, that's actually so valid.
I went to Massachusetts last weekend. Um, went to
Right.
Williams College, which is a small liberal arts college in the middle of nowhere in Massachusetts. Shout out to that. Um, and at like on Saturday night, I think this was like the 27th. I went to a dance performance there, and they did like all like different types of Latin music in like their respective dances with it, and it was fucking sick as hell. They did cumbia rebejada, I think it's how it's pronounced. It's basically I forgot what it is, but they did some heaters. They did some heaters. They did merengue ton. They did fucking they did amazing shit there. Shout out to the Ritmo dance crew at Williams
Shout out.
College in Williamstown, Massachusetts. Shout out to them. They did a great performance, and I really enjoyed it. They also did
Nice.
salsa. You have a Latin dance performance, you got to include salsa.
Okay, I also want to know which came first, the dip or the dance, because both of them go hard, and so that's one of the few things in life where the sequel is as good as the original.
I think that well, salsa literally means sauce in Spanish, right?
That's
So
true, but like
I
I'm
I
thinking like a pico de gallo, like a very like
I
I
think
guess maybe Americanized, but a very traditional salsa. You know what I mean?
I think the sauce salsa came first, and then because I think the name
Because it was
for like
so good they made
salsa,
a dance.
the name for salsa is like they want like they yell it to like spice things up, to like
Ooh.
encourage the dancers,
Yeah, get saucy,
get
you know.
saucy with it, hit that shit like it's um like it's a dad coming home from a 2 week bender.
Yeah.
Real.
Whoa. Uh-oh. Mitch, do we need to talk after the podcast?
No, there's no. I'm not implying. I am not implying. I need to
Oh, don't worry.
specifically
I know,
say
I
that
know.
this is this is not a reference to my real life. This is a reference to standard meme culture. I apologize if anyone was hurt by that statement. Um, if that statement directly applies to you, reach out to your friends, reach out to your local connections, whether that be in therapy or community mentors. Please do not. Please do not keep that within yourself. That's not something you should keep within yourself. This does
Sure.
not. Once again, this
This
does
is
not
this is
apply to my own life. This was a bad
yep.
attempt at a
That
bad
was
joke.
simply a piece of Mitch information.
That was
Oh
simply
no,
a piece
I
of
like
Mitch
the joke.
information.
I like the joke. I could have just left it, but
Hey, yeah, it's good to clarify. It's
I
good to
went for
clarify.
it. I went for it.
We
Um,
we we have to get like our weekly listeners have to be
yeah, gotta
they
keep them
would
on their toes.
they would be in the comments being like, "Hey, what are you what's going on, Mitch? What's going on?
Everything good?
Everything on the up and up?"
I wanna pull us back into the conversation we were into before. I
Mhm.
got two Spanish song recommendations for you.
Okay.
Fir- First one is Desconocidos by Mau y Ricky. Um, Absolute heater. Listened to that in my high school Spanish classes. Had to do a music video to that song, so I've heard it many times. It's a heater for sure.
Okay.
And secondly, is a song that I have been listening to more recently. Uh, let's see, let me find it. I For some reason I just forgot the name of it, like
Yeah.
right now.
As one
Um,
does.
yeah, had it in my head, and now it's gone. But it's by Trueno and uh, JID.
Mm.
Um, oh my goodness. Oh, Lo Tengo. It is.
Loating.
Yeah, so good, so good.
Mm.
Those are my two Spanish songs. I got a handful of other Spanish songs because I do have an appreciation for Latin music. It's very good. Big fan.
Yeah. You got your standards like Juana la Cubana,
Sí,
standard.
sí, señor.
Standard.
Mi gente.
Mi gente. Yes.
That's such a banger.
You got La Lata.
Over.
La Lata as well goes hard.
Ooh, you got good picks right now.
But yeah, I gotta listen to more Latin music. I gotta listen to more music that I don't immediately understand what the lyrics are. Just
Oh, that's true.
just going
I,
off vibes completely.
I just got to listen to more music, man. There's so much out there, and it's crazy. I've seen like the number that they're like, oh, this many songs are released on Spotify per day, and it's in like the 10,000s, and it's like, oh lord.
Yeah. I only have a small fraction of that in my playlist where I dump everything, and it's at
How,
240 hours long.
how many like songs do you have in your liked songs right now?
I think it's like 3,000 plus.
That's pretty good. I
Um,
um I never really used liked songs. Like I would just make playlists. So I think
well, actually,
my number is
like
no, go for it.
in my liked songs instead is like itself the liked songs like the actual clicking the like is like
Yeah.
80 something, but in my playlist where I dump everything called Mitch likes these songs,
Oh yes, yes.
it's basically an easier version of liking it because then I can order the songs, within the
Yeah.
playlist, which I used to do, and then it got overwhelmingly long, so I would get like hand cramps when I'm moving songs around because I have to move it up like 1,000 songs into
Yeah,
the
that's
right
always a
spot.
shame. Making playlists is so much work, especially if you want to have it organized to not listen to it on shuffle or just like to look at it in that way.
Uh-huh.
Like, I love to know when I added songs to a playlist. So like I often keep it in the like organized by recently added. So that way like all the songs that I'm like, oh yeah, just added this to the playlist. I
Yeah.
can then listen to those ones really easily.
Yeah.
But
Like I'm at 3,563 songs right now.
very nice.
And that's
My
like
like
what, like a third of a day then for Spotify counts? Because you said like
wait.
10K a day songs are uploaded.
Oh yeah. And that's just like everything you've
This is my life,
listened to.
basically.
Yeah. This is like all the music.
Yeah.
Mine is significantly smaller. I'm at 1,588, but I'm almost certain there's a lot of songs that have been missed in my liked songs. Because there's also all the songs that I listened to before, like Spotify was really a thing,
Uh-huh.
and it's like so there's so many songs I'm very familiar with and like could sing along to, but I just don't have them because like it's either not in the genres that I really listen to, or
Uh-huh.
it's an older song that I had listened to, but then it
Yeah.
didn't make it into the rotation as my playlists got updated, and then there's
Did
always a reason.
yeah. Um yeah, I talked to one of my friends once and he was like, I my liked songs is only like 20 songs. And I was like, that was a shock to me. I was like, I have 3,563 in mine, and you just got 20. I don't think I could boil my entire music taste down to 20 songs.
Oh yeah. Well, and a lot of people will just listen to like radio, so they don't like any songs, but they're like, I'm sure they get a lot of repeats because whenever I make a radio, it's like it basically just pulls from like
Mm,
the songs I already have in my playlist.
yeah.
And then it'll be like every eighth song is like a different song, but about half the time that song is something I already do know. It's just not actually in my like songs.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah,
It's a
for
classic.
sure. Um are there any artists that you would recommend to me that you've been listening to recently?
Ooh, like specifically um, Latin artists or just in general?
Just in general, just in general. Drop
Oh,
some heaters.
yeah. So I've been really into like Chicago rap lately. It's
Mm,
so good, and um, there's an Instagram page called Pigeons and Planes. It's like a subset of Complex, I believe. And they put me on to this artist named Kai Crusade, and
okay.
he is so good. He doesn't have an album released yet. Let me go to his artist page. He's got 10,822 monthly listeners, and um, he's just really talented. Like
Mm,
he takes inspiration from Saba, No Name, Chance the Rapper, the likes of that.
yeah.
So very very involved in like the Chicago community. You can tell if you listen to his songs. Like it comes up a couple times about like his ties to Chicago, but specifically a song I would like to shout out is Aquila and the Bee, which is his sixth most popular song right now.
Oh,
It's got
deep cut then.
oh yeah, it's got 6,881 plays, and I'm probably like 50 of those.
Oh, that's a good 50.
I I think it's so good. Like I don't know what about it. It tickles my brain in just the right way.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Ooh.
Another artist I've been listening to is Jungle, and they kind of have like a little more like electronic hip hop vibes. Um, they've got a song with Eric the Architect of the Flatbush Zombies
Okay.
called Candle Flame,
Okay.
and that is a really good song. Adam, for the listeners, my roommate, was listening to it one day, and I had to message him. I could hear it, and I was like, "What are you listening to right now? That song goes hard."
Yeah.
And funny enough, it was the first time he had ever heard the song,
Yeah.
because he was just going through Eric the Architect features and stumbled across that, and now I listened through that entire album that song is on, and It's really good. I need to go and listen to more of their stuff
Yeah.
because they've got stuff dating back to earlier than 2014. It looks like.
Damn.
So they've been around for a minute.
As
How about you, Mitch? You got any new artists you've been coming across?
I got heaters. I got heaters. I got so
Oh,
many heaters.
waiting for that question to be asked. You already
Dude,
know it.
I got heaters. So, um, people that know me know that I like weird little like weird sounds, you know.
Oh, for sure. Very,
Um,
very, very interested in underground rap.
v-
That's
very interested in underground rap, and we're going pretty underground here. With a duo of two fantastic female artists, 700 Bliss.
spectacular. Shout out my women.
Shout out my women, 700 Bliss. Um, they are a combo of More Mother and DJ Haram. Uh, More Mother, you may know her through like her solo work, her poetry, or the way I discovered her was the album Brass with Billy Woods.
Hmm.
And then DJ Haram is also in like the same Philly underground scene with More Mother. She
Oh
has,
no, they're from Philadelphia.
yeah, they're from Philadelphia.
Uh, Mitch, I don't know if you know this, but I'm the number one Philadelphia hater. If Philadelphia has 100 haters, I'm one of them.
Hey, hey,
If Philadelphia has one hater, I'm him. And if Philadelphia has no haters, I must be dead.
okay. Well, you're not the one recommending 700 Bliss. I'm the one recommending 700 Bliss.
Oh, my bad.
But we can get. I hope that you can eventually give a pass to them. Um, they describe their music as experimental club music, and I would agree. There are some lyrics that you're like, yes, I can see like Future saying this at some point, or like I can see like just some like goofy little dude saying this in the middle of like a DJ set. But
Yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say DJ Haram, known through her own solo projects, her own producing. Um, she's done. I think she did Supermoon on Armand Hammer's "We Buy Diabetic Test Strips," and
Yep.
she also did "Girl Dinner," which is on Armand Hammer's Black Label. Um,
Mm.
I love that song so much. Uh, that is one of the few songs off of Black Label that's still up on YouTube. Um, so Girl Dinner, that if you remember, we went to the Armand Hammer concert.
Oh, you
That
better
was
believe it.
that was Girl Dinner was the one that was like boo doo boo doo. If you remember that, I don't know.
I don't have the memory like that to remember specific songs played at concerts. I
Anyway,
like if it's a song I know,
uh
then I'll
huh,
be like, oh, I remember they played this song. But when
yeah,
it comes to just like how a song sounded that I've like not heard, oh
yeah,
man, that is not my strength.
yeah.
Let me tell you.
Well, bringing it back to 700 Bliss, nothing to declare. Great album. I've listened to it the whole way through,
I
like
believe it.
3 times now. Um,
8 of their top 10 most popular songs are off that album. Granted, it's the
it's
last thing they've released since 2018 and their only full album,
yeah,
but
but
I believe it.
very good. I like it. Um,
They might be the ones to turn my thoughts around about Philadelphia.
yeah, they
But
might be. Um,
mostly it's Philadelphia sports that make me hate the city of Philadelphia, and not the sports teams, the sports fans.
yeah. Um, what else have I been listening to? I have on a different vibe completely.
Yeah,
Going to like
Rocket Timmy.
indie. I don't know how to describe it. Like soft core type stuff. I don't know if
Whoa.
it can be called soft core. I don't even know what it is. But Helena Dayland, from Montreal. Um, I don't typically like Montreal, but shout out to Helena Dayland. I found Helena Dayland through Free the Frail by JPEG Mafia.
Hmm.
Um, she does the backing vocals on that song. Um, And the song that I really like from her is Spring Bug. Eesh. The vocal harmonies go incredibly hard on that song.
Yeah.
She is so skilled vocally. It's like it's it's opening a different level that I like have not like I'm not typically listening
Ooh,
to,
getting you
and
introduced to a new genre. Love artists like that.
we love artists like that. And shout out to Helena Dayland, great artist. Um,
I don't even wanna say how I tried to spell her name, trying to
okay,
look her up on Spotify, because like you said it, and now that I see how it is spelt,
uh-huh.
it makes a lot more sense. But
I do
I
also
thought
kind of
her first name
mumble
was Helen.
sometimes, so
I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of E's and A's in her name, and it's hard to.
it's hard to distinguish which is which when you're speaking.
Yeah,
Um,
and I was pulling a lot of double L's.
yeah. Another artist that I've been really liking recently is the Mussolini. Bro, I don't even know what music scene bro is from, but bro is cooking consistently. Um, bro, bro dropped an album recently with Cookin' Soul. Cookin' Soul, a great producer. Um, did a few other albums that I really like. Um, the Mussolini, bro, bro has a weird Instagram presence too. Like weird as in like it's almost like the standard rapper Instagram presence, but I don't follow the standard rapper Instagram presence. So like you know how like Instagram will like sometimes like get you to like the second image of like a multi-image post.
Yeah,
I'll just scroll down to a Mussolini post. It'll be like the third image in that post, and it's just him with like a some woman's ass in the background, and I'm like, Moose, what are you posting, man? But bro drops heat. Bro drops heat. Really
that
like
reminds me of when JPEG Mafia dropped a bunch of pictures of him at a
Freddie
strip club.
Gibbs ass. Freddie Gibbs ass. Didn't he drop a photo of Freddie Gibbs ass at one point?
I don't recall. It's very possible, and honestly, very likely.
Yeah,
Also, I've looked up where the Mussolini is from. He is from the Bronx,
the
New York.
Bronx. Okay, that makes sense. But a song that I really like is "Still Ballin'" with Seattle's Key as well. That one's good. I really also like Big Biz with ST Knack. Um, I love ST Knack. Bro is just like a goofy little guy, but he be rapping. Shout out. I think he's Puerto Rican or Dominican. I don't know. He's one of the two. I should figure that out before I say things. But shout out to him.
Yeah,
Um,
shout out the whole of Latin America,
shout
Central
out
and South America.
shout out old Knack McDonald. Shout out Jim Duggan.
Hey,
Shout
hey,
out shout out shout out to ST Knack. There's one other one by the Mussolini that I really like. I forgot which one it is. Um, I should know this. I should know this. If you know me, I should know this.
yeah,
Um,
you are significantly better than I am at like remembering, like being able to just pull songs from your head and be like, oh, this is, that's the name of the song or something like that. I'm really bad at that.
yeah. Um. 92 Olympics. This is off of the album with Cooking Soul. It also has uh I forgot who it has. Don't listen to me until
It's
I
got
forget.
the God
The God
Fahim.
Fahim. I love the God Fahim. Shout out to the God Fahim. Um,
Shout out, next artist.
he does a lot of work with Makami as well. Um, I think he's out of Atlanta. Um, Atlanta known for producing great consistently.
Yeah,
Outcast,
Atlanta's got some great.
Lil Baby, Future's Atlanta, right?
Yep,
Shout out to Future, dude.
some more
Future has been growing on me, you know, like that.
JID and Earth Gang, both from Atlanta.
JID, Earth Gang.
They're
Um,
heavy in my rotation, so that's like the Atlanta, like that.
21
They've
Savage,
drawn me into Atlanta rap for sure.
21 Savage, 21, 9 plus 10. I don't think he says that, but it's in my
Do
mind
some
because
for
of
me,
20.
21.
Do something. Anyway, those are my artist recommendations. Um,
Shout out. If I may, I got one more that I would love to give.
give that.
Definitely a more established artist than the ones, well, than some of the ones we've been giving, but No Name. No Name has been like the center of my rotation for the last like 5 months or so.
Uh huh.
She is just so good. Another Chicago rapper, but like the jazz influence is so apparent. I know she's had some controversy with her last album. J Electronica had a couple bars there that people were not so fond of,
And then
but
she didn't respond in the best way with
yeah,
that.
and that's what I've heard. Respectfully, I don't even blame her. You know, when it comes to music, it's an art form. It's how people express themselves, and if we start telling people what they can and can't say to express themselves, I think that kind of destroys the art.
Mm,
You know, I may disagree or I may not like it, but that doesn't mean it's invalid.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
And so I actually agree with No Name and her take of that's his story, not mine. I didn't say it. You
Uh
know,
huh.
I'm giving him the platform, but I think Jay Electronica's honestly got a bigger following. So I don't know how people can really be truly getting mad at No Name in that scenario, at least in my humble opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, shout out her. I don't
Shout
think
out
she's
to
ever
No
dropped a
Name.
bad album.
Yeah. Now that I'm thinking of it, there's one more I want to drop as well
Oh, love it. Drop
because
it.
we're going on that road. Um, Hermit and the Recluse. This is a they dropped an album in like 2018, and that's the only album they dropped. It's a collaboration between I think the rapper is Ka, so just Ka, and then the producer is Animos. I found Animos through Rock Marciano's recent album Marciology, where I think Animos produces like one or two songs. I think he produces. I don't know if it's Golden Crossbow or a different one. Um, but like at the beginning of the song, Rock Marciano just says Animos. So I'm got to be like, what the hell is Animos? Because Rock Marciano's the goat.
Shout
Um,
out.
shout out, dude. I love Rock Marciano, but let's see. I think it's Gold Crossbow, or it could be Go Yard God. I don't remember. Let's view the credits on Gold Crossbow. Nope, Gold Crossbow is Rock Marciano producing himself. Yeah, Go Yard God is Animos. I think there might be another that's Animos, but um, Discovered Hermit and the Recluse. Yeah, great album. Uh, it's got some. It's I really like the production on there. Shout out to Animos.
Shout out to Animus.
If you know me, you know that like for most songs, it's usually the instrumentals that sell me rather than the vocals.
Makes sense.
And it just went like when the vocals are also good, then you know it's getting added to the Mitch likes these songs playlist.
Of course.
It's just the first barrier to entry is the production. All right,
Yeah.
Ben,
Mitch,
we've been talking for 59 minutes.
that sounds like a pretty solid episode, doesn't it?
That sounds like a solid episode. I have to go to a class, actually.
Understandable. Oh, are you almost done with school? Or like
I'm
the year?
almost done. My official my when I walk for graduation is the 25th of May.
Oh,
So,
damn.
um,
That's
3 weeks
crazy.
3 weeks away.
I walk on the ninth.
You
So
walk on,
I'm there.
dude.
I'm done with
You
classes entirely.
you walk on a Thursday?
I walk every day, Mitch.
Oh my God. Hey, look, look. You've done a lot, and congratulations on
Oh,
graduating.
thank you. Hey,
It's
congratulations to you. I know you still got some stuff to get wrapped up, but I already know you're gonna do it.
oh, you know I come through in the clutch like I'm fucking Steph
Like I'm
Curry,
Steph Curry on offense, Anthony Edwards on defense.
Anthony Edwards on
They don't
defense.
call him the combo guard of the NBA for nothing.
They don't call him the Canes box combo for nothing.
Well, I'm pretty sure they call you the Caniac combo killer.
4 piece, 6 piece,
You wait.
three-piece.
Oh God, what happens when he gets to one piece?
Dude, okay, we're ending the episode on that. Uh,
Is this the scream gonna be like how the episode ends? Are we just cutting on that?